Hello, welcome back to the development for Visual Studio Code. Okay, let's take a look at what we're going to do next. This is going to be part 3. So let's go to C drive and pick up from where we left off. Dev, VScode, code. Okay, so where we are left off was we actually wrote a basic hello world program. Okay, so and just explain a little bit further on this, and then you see that there's a JSON file, right? There's two JSON file when we last created. This is called task.json. This is what happened when we go here hello world. We click terminal, we click build task, and what it goes through is the compiler read this thing and say this is where the compiler is and where is all this thing is, and then it compiles this thing. I see. Okay, then it's successful, right? The next thing is there's a launch.json. What does it do is if you go back to your C++ program and you run without debugging, or with debugging, it will run successfully. You go to the output, you go to the terminal, it will take a while. Yep, that's the debugger. Right, let's go to launch.json and take a look at it now. This is where the debugging is. That's the debugger, there's a GDB. You see, there's the GDB. Right, it's running, and console output terminal, and then you have the hello world. Okay, so this is how this two JSON file is helping, right? But to further help in terms of running this thing, because there is a missing JSON file inside the development. Without that, it will cause a lot of issue, because later we want to do expand the code further, and then we want to make it even better, because currently there's not a lot of things inside here, so you don't see a lot of cluttering here. But in order to make it better, we want to resolve the cluttering. So we need a thing called workspace, which actually will resolve a lot of cluttering over here. So how do we go about doing this? You need this command called Ctrl+Shift+P. I've actually make it written here, somewhere here. Okay. Let me make it bigger. Okay. Ctrl+Shift+P. Okay. So that allows me to let's go back here under the editor. So I press Ctrl+Shift+P. And open out this thing, and I want C/C++. The extension, we want to edit configuration. Okay, this allows me to have another additional JSON file that allows me to split and then organize directories. I'll explain myself. Okay, so this is the JSON file. You create a thing called workspace folder. So you go into here, you copy this $sign workspace folder and close and copy this thing. Okay, so workspace folder, copy this. Okay, we need this for later for the whatever changes that we need. So this workspace helps the IntelliSense and the editor to function in a much more streamlined and better manner. Okay, so let's save all and save this. Right, it doesn't do much changes at this point in time. Okay, so it will still run as per normal. Right, so let's close this, and we go to we create another new folder. Right, so this is hello world, so let's rename this thing as code1. Let's call hello world. Right. We want to be organized, so we want to have another folder called code2 underscore source build. Okay, and go to hello world. I copy this all the code, copy, paste. Okay, then we go to we go back to VScode code. Okay, we run our editor again. Now this time we want to open a folder. We want to go to our new source and build. Right, code tool, source and build. Select that. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, we want to reduce the amount of cluttering. So how do we do that in the long run? So we go to the dev, project, source build. We want to create a new folder. This allows you to create a new folder call them source. And we create another new folder called build. Okay. So I want my source code, right? Whatever is you written is your core or source code. So you're going to bring it into the source itself. And then your exe file, we want to erase this. Just delete it away. Okay. So if you take a look over here, yeah, the build has nothing, right? But we want to, if you click here and you try to compile it, it will fail. Okay, I can just show you now. Just tell you, yeah, it will be successful, but because currently this is where the task JSON is, but it built it the exe file to be here. So this is what we don't want to have. The exe file doesn't go into this build, right? This is where we want to put all the things so that we have less cluttering. So we go back to the source. We're going to delete this thing away. So what we want to do is, instead of having that, we're going to have the point to the exe file to the build. So let's go to here. This is the task JSON, right? Task JSON. We're going to remember, just now I mentioned, we go to this C++ property. We copy, just in case, this $sign workspace folder, right? Include the bracket and the $sign. Okay. Go to here, and we paste it here. Right, that's the file name, the directory is located. So we paste and we put build. Okay. And then in order to treat this workspace as this directory, so we have to even also copy this thing to tell where the source code is. Copy. Now we need to replace this part. This is the argument, right? The G is the compile, and to compile the object file into this particular place. So this the place is. So change this to source, and this thing to C++. Okay, CPP. So it knows that, oh, this is a C++ program, and going to build it here. Okay, so now this is the part that we have done. So let's save this thing first. Save. Okay. We are in JSON. You should not press terminal and build task. You'll get a fail. If you don't believe me, I show you now. See, fail. Right. We are not compiling a task to JSON. What we want to is to compile a C++. So we do it again. Terminal. Build task. Okay, and it built successfully. You don't see any exe file anymore here, but where it goes into the build. Okay, so that successfully built, separate the thing. Okay, but that's just the compilation. We must not forget about the debugging. So same here, the program, we want to change this because it's still file name, right? Directory. So we're going to paste and change it to workplace. Right, the build directory. So we're going to save this again as As mentioned, do not come here and run without debugging because currently is launch.json. You're not in here. So if you run this, it's going to be failed. If you don't believe me, we run it now. Just tell you, oh, you have all kinds of error. Just ignore this now. So we go back to the C++ here. We're going to run without debugging. It take a while. It will compile. First of all, compile back to here. Okay, let it run. Okay, then the debugger will come out. We wait for a while, right? And the debugger come out already. And yeah, it goes to the debug console. You go to the output. You press the terminal, and there goes the hello world. Okay. That's all for the part 3. The whole point is to be able to summarize, split the code into 2 separate directories so that it is a lot more manageable as your code goes bigger. Thank you.